incredible, knowledgeable. Trust Zia Abbas.
Buy low and sell high with Zia Abbas.
Hi viewers, I'm Zia Abbas. You are watching Buy Low and Sell High. In today's episode, which is quite an important episode, we are going to discuss E2 condo with Lee Kuzares, VP Sales and Marketing for Metropia. As you see construction going on behind me, I'm standing right at the intersection of Yonge and Eglinton. My second guest would be Aman Kapoor, who is in World Class Realty Point with us. We're going to have a chat and discussion with Aman to find it out why he has chosen World Class Realty Point and how he's making out here since he joined World Class Realty Point as a sales representative. Yonge and Eglinton, in the past 10 days, we have seen a massive change in this intersection. There's a lots of construction going on, a huge walking scores here, 2 subway lines, Eglinton as well as Yonge, east-west, north-south, both cross intersection is right here. There's a lot we can discuss and great opportunities to invest in E2 condos. We'll go and start discussing with Lee. Stay with us.
Buy low and sell high with Zia Abbas.
Quite a lot of excitement today. We are at the sales office E2 by Metropia. There's a lot to discuss today. Lee Kuzares is with us and we're going to discuss. It's a very important interview in terms of this project everybody was talking about. Now is the time that you guys listen us as careful as possible, and there's a lot of information we're going to discuss in this interview, which may bring an opportunity to all of you to invest in E2 condos. Lee, how are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
Not bad, Lee. Thank you very much. I can see an excitement on your face. E2 condo, I guess we were talking about 6, 7, 8 months ago when we were trying to tweak floor plans here and there. This is the time where investors, the wait is over. But before we jump on E2 condos, Metropia, I love working with the whole team, with the flagship, and we have done an amazing projects in the past with lots of success. Just share with viewers about Metropia, credibility, and what sort of project has been done so far.
Okay, great. So Howard Sokolowski is the chairman and CEO of Metropia. He has built over 36,000 homes in the Toronto and GTA area.
Wonderful.
One of our flagship iconic architecture buildings is at Yonge and Sheppard, known as Emerald Park.
Yeah.
We also recently registered an exhibit across from the Raw Museum at Bloor and Yonge.
Okay.
And we have our e-condos that we launched back in 2012. That was a huge success for the neighborhood. It sold out before any other project on the market at Yonge and Eglinton. We also worked on the Rocket together with you, another huge success, sold out.
Yeah.
And last fall we launched AYC. And we have the Yorkdale condominiums also sold out, that were a big success. And we're looking forward to launching E2 and have another successful project.
This intersection, Yonge and Eglinton, is a very important intersection.
Yes.
We have seen a tremendous change in this particular area. Let's discuss about this area, why investor or true end users can come and buy their future condominium in E2.
Well, let's talk maybe the end user first, then the investor.
Yeah.
So for an end user, I think what's very special about Yonge and Eglinton, it's surrounded by Deer Park, in Moore Park, in Rosedale, in Forest Hill, and Lawrence Park, and Bedford Park, all these phenomenal residential neighborhoods.
Yes.
But due to the housing market, they become a little unaffordable now for a family to move into.
Yeah.
So the high-rise market around Yonge and Eglinton, to be able to get the same amenities, get the same schools, the same parks, the same recreational facilities, you're noticing now that families are actually starting to look to say, hey, I can live in a condo at Yonge and Eglinton to get the great amenities all these like low-rise neighborhoods have. So although you're living in condominium, you can be in a beautiful park, a greenscape, green space with your family quite easily.
Exactly. I remember, if you just go back 10, 15 years ago, Young and Bloor,
Yeah.
right? Now, I guess Young and Eglinton back in those days, like, it wasn't that charming as it is right now.
Right.
And today, that is equally important to Young and Bloor because of 2 subway lines.
Yes.
So let's discuss that as well, how much of importance that can bring.
Absolutely. So when Crosslinks was announced,
Yeah.
there would only be 2 places possible where you'd have an intersection of Crosslinks with the TTC. So Yonge and Eglinton happened to be one of the corners in the city of Toronto where you have the TTC, our largest public transportation system, actually having a subway station at the exact same intersection as Crosslinks. So Crosslinks is introducing 25 subway stations along Eglinton by 2021 and 62 subway stations by the time it's actually complete. And this new connection will bring you to the additional extension that they've done up to York University. You'll also be able to get directly connected to U of T downtown campus by the St. George subway, and we'll have the direct connection to Ryerson. So Yonge and Eglinton now will be one of the E2 condominiums will be directly connected to 3 of the best universities in Toronto.
No, definitely. I work with so many developers, right? Metropia, one thing I really like about their selling process, smooth selling process, but the pricing as well.
Yeah.
The pricing you guys came up at Rocket, the pricing you guys came up with AYC, that was a really, and I said to everyone, if any project, if you want your project to be successful, pricing and location is very
Yes.
important.
Yes.
So E2, as I compare to other openings, I'm pretty confident that your price would be, and Metropia price would be very competitive, and that would bring a lot of value as well. E2 condo, in terms of selling, can you explain us the process of how the whole thing works?
So, as you know, we reached out to you probably about 8 months ago, 6
Yeah.
months ago, and we started to develop our floor plans. So the big thing for us for selling is what does the market want? Because the market dictates to us, is it 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms? How efficient are the 2 bedrooms? Do we need 3 bedrooms? So we try to sit down with our top connections to the market
Yeah.
and then design a building that meets the market needs.
Well, functionality, I know Metropia has a really good eye in terms of the functionality of the floor
Yes.
plan, and so many minute changes here and there, which brings a lot of value.
Yes.
My clients, when they work with me, I sort of guarantee them that I'll get at any project on day first opening.
Yes.
Day first opening, their price is guaranteed day first price, and they're not going to left behind. So in terms of time frame, in terms of selling, how the whole process works here at E2 Condos?
Oh, so we're going to begin doing our allocations with our VIP Platinum agents on Thursday. And then next Friday, October 20th, will be the first day open to our VIP Platinum agents to begin to bring their clients into our sales office and sell. And then the sales office will remain closed just for our VIP agents only with access until we sell
Exactly, sell out
together.
everything. I'm pretty sure that this building would be sold out in a short period of time. The relationship which I built with Metropia, I also want my viewers to understand that what sort of relationship we have built so far.
So we've been, well, you've worked with Howard for over probably 30 years
Yeah.
when he had his low-rise company as well. And then we've been working very closely with you since, I guess, our Yorkdale condominiums, which is over 2-3 years ago, I guess,
Yes.
which was another huge success.
Exactly.
So we've been fortunate. When we work with your team, we've had very successful sales programs and very successful sell-it.
No, thank you very much, Lee. Same here. Relationship for me is a key factor. When you build your relationship, that the selling would happen right off the bat. And for me, it's very important to take care of my clients and bring them into the top-notch projects of this city and bring them on day first. Lee, thank you very much once again. I know your time is quite important, but thank you for making it out. Great discussion. Viewers, as you've seen, Lee, she has a lot of energy. Whenever you meet her, she speaks really well. The project she is backing is always successful. And if you want to invest in E2 condo, always give me a call. Me and my whole team, we are looking forward to accommodate all of you at the day first opening. We'll go on a quick break. Stay with us.
Buy low and sell high with Zia Abbas.
This is Frank. Frank has spent years building up a successful real estate business. Like you, he's a great salesman and a savvy businessman. He works very hard for every penny he earns. But because he's a self-employed salesperson, Frank has to hand over almost half of his hard-earned money to Revenue Canada. Frank would really like to spend more of his earnings on his family, take a dream vacation, or invest in his future. And here comes Realty Point to make all that possible. Realty Point helped Frank cut his tax rate down to lower than he thought possible. Frank's business now keeps 85 cents of every dollar and saves thousands on taxes every year. Want to be just like Frank? Call now for your confidential consultation.
One name stands apart in the real estate world, Zia Abbas.
Hi, I'm Zia Abbas, your trusted name in the world of real estate with world-class Realty Point brokerage. Canadian real estate market is quite profitable and the safest, Toronto market in particular. For any new home bookings such as townhomes, semis and detached, either for living or for investment in the GTA area or in its surroundings, call me with the confidence to buy low and sell high.
This is Frank. Frank has spent years building up a successful real estate business. Like you, he's a great salesman and a savvy businessman. He works very hard for every penny he earns. But because he's a self-employed salesperson, Frank has to hand over almost half of his hard-earned money to Revenue Canada. Frank would really like to spend more of his earnings on his family, take a dream vacation, or invest in his future. And here comes Realty Point to make all that possible. Realty Point helped Frank cut his tax rate down to lower than he thought possible. Frank's business now keeps 85 cents of every dollar and saves thousands on taxes every year. Want to be just like Frank? Call now for your confidential consultation.
One name stands apart in the real estate world, Zia Abbas.
Buy low and sell high with Zia Abbas.
Viewers, I'm sitting here with Aman Kapoor. Aman Kapoor is a real estate agent with world-class Realty Point. When first Aman came and for an interview, even me having a lot of experience and I have a good sense of reading people, I think I underestimate him, and I didn't know that Aman would come and join World Class, and in a very short period of time he would achieve a lot of success. And what he has done in a short period of time is amazing. And the vision he has, the hard workmanship he put together, this is quite inspiring. Let's have a chat with Aman and find out more about him. Aman, how are you?
I'm good, sir. Good.
Aman, it's true that when I met you first time and we chat, I don't know, either you made your mind ahead of time and came, okay, you know what, I'm here to join you. We don't had much of conversation, but slowly, gradually, as we work together, and we have seen each other on a tremendous amount of openings and platforms in the pre-construction projects, then we came to know each other quite well. And I've seen you with the speed, with the amount of clients you handle at a time, and the good thing is a quality client. Whoever came on board with you, it's not that you were struggling to close them and you were struggling to educate them. Somehow they came on a different sites well prepared. So let's start from here. First, when we met, when you decided to join World Class, what you had in mind?
Yeah, well, thank you, Zia, for first of all having me and the kind words that you just shared with your audiences here. But I still remember it was, I think, October or September of last year that I first came and met you. And it was right after the sales event that you and your team had successfully completed at Cosmos on J8 Highway 7. And I was there with another brokerage, and I'd met you right after the event because I wanted to get my clients into the project, get them the day one access, get them the day one incentives, and help them, make a good investment decision, help them save money. And that was the reason I'd come to your brokerage. I'd seen your team doing quite well there, and I wanted to be part of that team where clients' interests are first taken care of, and then it's the agent, right? So I came and met you, and we had a very short conversation, I remember, because I'd already made up my mind that yes, I'll be coming on board with you. I'd done my homework before. Of course, you were a known figure to me from well before, so I knew who you were. But I'd done some homework on your brokerage, and it felt like a very structured and organized place to be a part of, and where things ran very smooth and in a very professional business manner.
Well, you must have some sort of expectation when you first come and join us, and so how you feel today when it comes to expectation, when it comes to comfort, and mingle among the environment, among your other fellow friends and relatives who are a part of World Class and who are a part of a Realty Point. So how you feel now, and then what has been achieved so far?
Yeah, well, when I came in, I mean, the purpose was obviously to be part of the pre-construction projects that we specialize in. So of course that's been fulfilled. I can confidently share that that my expectations have been met, and most importantly, my client expectations have been met from me. When they come to me, they expect a certain level of service, but they also expect that when they're coming to me, they will be getting access or getting the project that they're looking forward to. And I've been able to meet their expectations, which has been great for me, and I thank Realty Point for that. In terms of how my experience has been so far working with the team, I mean, it's been a great place. I see that the brokerage has grown over the last few months. There's quite a few of us that work for you, and the good thing I've seen over every project, weekend after weekend, is that everyone's expectations are met, not just one person, right? So
I think the appetite which World Class and Realty Point has, especially a lot of builders, a lot of marketing companies, what they say about us is basically we are the biggest among all in terms of performing. Correct. And I would be no one, and this flagship would be no one without you guys. What I'm proud of, what I'm so confident about the teammates who came and joined us, and we put all together a big numbers, a big performance, a big quality together, which leads us into a very different level. And today we confidently turn back, say that we are one of those flagship who can compete so well with lots other brokerages who are sitting in this industry for years and years. But when it comes to numbers, when it comes to performance, when it comes to quality, that's where we stand. Where do you see yourself? If I say, where do you see yourself in the next 2 years to 5 years when it comes to Realty Point or World Class Realty Point?
yeah, well, in the next next few months or next few years, I just looking forward to working harder and meeting my client expectations in terms of Realty Point, doing more so for the company. I'm sure as our broker, you have expectations from us. On certain sites, on certain projects, you want us to perform even better than before. And of course, that's also one of my priorities. To be able to satisfy what goals you have for us. And I've always seen you pick very value-added projects for your clients. and then you come to us with the same value-added projects, which will make money for the client, and we'll have them in the future with us. I think that's very important. It's not just today. It's the same person coming back to you 3 or 4 years down the road. We help. We when we work in pre-construction, we are selling off blueprints and floor plans. So the client is putting a lot of trust in what we're showing them.
Exactly.
And that's something that needs to be met in the future. And when you come to us with the projects that can deliver in that manner in the future, I think we have their business for a lifetime, which is key, because this is a competitive business, right? And anyone can go anywhere. They can come to anyone, right? So when they come to us, we have to make sure that we have them forever.
Of course. Yeah. You just talk about lifetime. Aman, you're so young. You're at the very initial stage of your life, and you did so well to yourself. You're a bright individual, highly educated, and you know the value. You know the value of this industry, and you take this industry quite seriously. Yes. It's not a fun industry. It's a very serious and challenging industry. Correct, yeah. The more challenging you take it, the more time and effort you put together, the more rewards you will get it. Yeah. And if you get the kind of reward you are getting at this stage of life, where you're so young, trust me, the whole life is in front of you. I wish you good luck, and I'll promise that world-class Realty Point and Realty Point in general, would bring all those tools, all those relationship, mentorship, leadership together, which would be a part, or would be a good contributor in a favor of your future. Yeah. And we'll work together, and thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. Viewers, it's very important to bring these individuals on board and listen their success story. Their success stories are not a usual success story. There's a lot of hard work behind it. There's a lot of vision, and it's an ingredient of so many things together. Then it turns to one success. We'll go to the next segment. Stay with us.
Buy low and sell high with Zia Abbas.
This is Frank. Frank has spent years building up a successful real estate business. Like you, he's a great salesman and a savvy businessman. He works very hard for every penny he earns. But because he's a self-employed salesperson, Frank has to hand over almost half of his hard-earned money to Revenue Canada. Frank would really like to spend more of his earnings on his family, take a dream vacation, or invest in his future. And here comes Realty Point to make all that possible. Realty Point helped Frank cut his tax rate down to lower than he thought possible. Frank's business now keeps 85 cents of every dollar and saves thousands on taxes every year. Want to be just like Frank? Call now for your confidential consultation.
One name stands apart in the real estate world: Zia Abbas.
Hi, I'm Zia Abbas, your trusted name in the world of real estate with world-class Realty Point brokerage. Canadian real estate market is quite profitable and the safest, Toronto market in particular. For any new home bookings such as townhomes, semis and detached, either for living or for investment in the GTA area or in its surroundings, call me with the confidence to buy low and sell high.
This is Frank. Frank has spent years building up a successful real estate business. Like you, he's a great salesman and a savvy businessman. He works very hard for every penny he earns. But because he's a self-employed salesperson, Frank has to hand over almost half of his hard-earned money to Revenue Canada. Frank would really like to spend more of his earnings on his family, take a dream vacation, or invest in his future. And here comes Realty Point to make all that possible. Realty Point helped Frank cut his tax rate down to lower than he thought possible. Frank's business now keeps 85 cents of every dollar and saves thousands on taxes every year. Want to be just like Frank? Call now for your confidential consultation.
One name stands apart in the real estate world, Zia Abbas.
Buy low and sell high with Zia Abbas.
Viewers, it's time to wrap the show. Hope all of you enjoyed the show. Lee brought a lot of information from Metropia platform as well as E2 condos, which is going to be launched, and Aman Kapoor, great discussion with him. But before I wrap this show, I'm sitting on this intersection of Yonge and Eglinton. The activity that's happening, I've seen here or I'm seeing over here, it brings a lot of confidence that if one would have a condominium at this intersection, definitely they're not going to go wrong. And this is one of the busiest intersection here in downtown Toronto. If you guys are looking to invest in E2 condos for living purpose as well as for investment, you shouldn't be hesitant. Time is an essence. If you want to buy, you give me a call right away before the Platinum sales even starts. I'll guarantee your day first opening price with all the incentives. But it is important to pick a phone and give me a call. I'll again meet all of you next week with some other excitement, some other projects. Stay blessed and keep writing us. Send us email if you have any questions. Thank you and have a great day.
Buy low and sell high with Zia